Welcome back to the 14A Sports Radio Show.
Love is in the air. Nice.
Let's get it started.
As always, 14A Sports Radio Show brought to you by Big Apple Sports Palace, 201-858-1075. Our guest right now at the table is the founder of Cheeked. Go to her website. It's cheeked.com. That's CHEEKD.com. You can also follow Lori on Twitter at Lori Cheek NYC and Cheeked at Cheeked on there on Twitter. So welcome to the table, Lori.
Welcome.
Hello. Hi. And just to start off real quick, Lori is a wildcat. She's a Kentucky girl. We were just talking about how she was going bananas in a meatpacking district watching Kentucky.
Whoa.
In New York City. In New York City, she was going bananas watching Kentucky defeat Wichita State. And she was giving us a little breakdown of the Louisville, Kentucky game. So girl knows the sports a little bit here.
Giving Ashley Judd a run for her money.
Yeah, no, we like it.
Don't be shy. If you want to call her out on air right now, go for it.
Ashley Judd?
Yeah.
I'm just saying she needs to move over because there's a new star in
Oh!
All right.
Shots
fired.
I like it.
Now, before we get started, I mean, the first thing that we noticed, the hashtag boss necklace, where did that come from?
Love it.
Well, it's been a lifelong mission of mine to be a boss. And
Okay.
Like
Now
be in
I
charge of
am.
people or be like, yo, I'm a boss. Like which one?
Or like a rap boss.
You're right.
I think both.
Okay.
All right.
No,
Why sell yourself short?
I got accused of being bossy as a kid, and now I'm actually a boss, so I can be bossy.
That is true, literally. So now, all right, so your company is Cheeked. I guess tell the people, what's unique about this type of dating service and how to get started.
Well, like you hear cheeked, right? Just start from the beginning because you hear cheeked. Who knows where that can go in a lot of different avenues here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
let's break it down. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the very beginning. Look at me singing like a mama. So from the beginning.
Yeah, so I went to the University of Kentucky, as we kind of covered, and
Right.
I studied architecture, and I threw up my graduation hat almost 19 years ago, and I drove straight to New York City to be
Really?
a famous architect.
No kidding. I designed the Guggenheim.
I thought I'd do something like that. But
Right.
instead, I was out to dinner with an architect one night, and I had excused myself from the table, and when I came back, he'd scribbled on the back of his business card, "Want to have dinner?" And he slid it to a woman as we were leaving.
Wait, well, you were out with him and
As
he
a
slid his.
friend and colleague.
okay.
All right.
This was a romantic date.
Right. That's a pretty douche move.
That's
That
a
ain't
no-no.
You know what? But still, people are on dates all the time with people that are not meant to be together. So if he had done that and we weren't meant to be, I think it would still have inspired this idea of mine.
You would have been a little more pissed, I think.
Maybe I would have made it happen a lot faster so I could use it.
Yeah.
So,
And so how long ago was this?
that was in 2008 when I had this idea. So for a year, I kept walking around telling everybody about my genius idea about having these cards that took the business out of the business card. So you don't have this personal information on the other side that says where you work and what floor you're on and your work extension, et cetera, et cetera. So for 1 year, everybody kept saying it's genius. I wish I'd had one of those cards in the subway. When are you going to give me a set of those cards? So I met a couple of guys at a Mardi Gras party one night.
Oh, down in New Orleans?
No, here in New York.
All right.
Because I love me some Bourbon Street.
Yep.
You don't really use cards down there. It's more bead transaction, more bead oriented transaction
But
down
you
there.
could always-
Bead flesh transaction.
You can always venture around to the writing on the beads. I mean, hey, you never
Yeah.
know.
We've got
I want
some
one of
new
those boss
ideas.
chains. Put that on my card.
So yeah, they thought it was a great idea, these two guys at this party, and they said, let's sit down and bring it to life. So, I'm a creative person. I had a degree in architecture, but I didn't have an MBA. So they both did, and we built the business, and it took 1 year to launch. And in the midst of that, we're like, what are we going to call this thing? And I wanted it to be like, you've been what? Like, I wanted it to be a new word, and I thought it was cheeky.
Like fetch from that Lohan movie. You try to get the word.
Oh,
to
so
catch
that's
on.
so fetch.
Yeah. Try to create a word. I got you.
Well, then one day I realized I had this cheeky last name that has been on my nerves as a child. And
Right.
I got made fun of quite a bit with this last name, and then finally it came in handy.
Oh,
So,
that's your last name.
Lori Cheek. And
Yeah.
now you
Oh,
can
no
get
kidding.
Cheek.
Ah.
Almost, and it, right up there with checked, so it's almost kind of like
Yeah, like checked out, you
Yeah.
pinched on the cheek, kissed on the cheek, and
Yeah.
Makes sense.
based on the British word cheeky, I feel like the business is kind of cheeky
It's
in
in the-
flavor.
in the same genre.
Yes.
I like it.
Now, I remember when, we'll get into Shark Tank a little later on, but you had mentioned that you had worked for a major company.
Yeah, so for 15 years, I was practicing architecture and design for some pretty swanky brands. I worked for Christian Dior for 4 years as an architect. They flew me to Paris quite a bit,
Wow.
and I was designing or helping design the stores all over the United States.
Oh, cool.
I mean, it was a pretty awesome job, but, I gave it my bare minimum to be super successful, and then when I came up with this idea, I found out what working for happiness was.
Yeah.
What it's really all about.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to be a tough decision to walk away, I imagine.
Well, I was working for some furniture brands at the end of my career, and I overlapped a little while, and I felt pretty guilty in my last job, which I won't mention, but I remember
Why,
I
you
was
just
were more
kept, you were
dedicated.
mailing it in?
I was kind of doing
collecting the
both
check.
at the
See,
same time.
To me, that's the ideal job. When you can do that. We are definitely cut from different cloths. If you can mail it in and still get paid, then let's go.
Yeah, but
No.
I liked them, and
No.
there's
I'm not cheeky.
That's
What do you
not
want
how
me to
they
say?
roll in Kentucky, bro.
But everybody always says, your own business or your own business venture is like, the most, exhilarating, most hard work that you have to put into it. I mean, but you also see the most fruit of the labor as well.
It's a little bit like having a child, and I had no idea, but it's 4 years in for me now, and I don't shop for myself. Like, I've spent in a completely different way than I used to, and now everything I make goes straight back into this business as I'm trying to bring this child to health.
Yeah, no. How is it doing so far? I mean, how is
is
the
it
temperature
sick?
out there?
I mean, ultimately there are like 4,000 dating websites in America, so people
Really?
have all
That
these
many?
options. Yeah,
Oh,
like
shit.
there's niche sites. There's like all kinds
We've talked about Tinder before. I'm sure you're
yes,
familiar
Tinder,
with that.
Yeah.
and there's farmers only. There's Christian
Farmers only?
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
You know what's interesting? My parents met on blackchristiansingles.com.
Really?
True story. True story. Yeah.
Oh, you're very light complected.
Right.
It was the first dating website
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. They didn't have all the glitches figured out.
Well, before online dating,
Right.
people met in the real world.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, online dating became kind of a stigma of a way to meet. And 17 years later, which is how long the online dating industry has been around, now it's the absolute norm where people are
Sure.
at a bar and they're not looking up, but they're flipping through Tinder, seeing who's hot
Yeah.
or not on their phone.
Right.
They're
So-
checking to see how close the other people are to see if
Yeah.
they're in the same area or something.
Proximity.
Still,
Yeah.
my reality is that the love of your life could be right next to you, or even when you look down and make a quick Facebook status update on your phone, that person could get away. So, whatever happened to the beauty of this real life chemistry and connection? So that's really what I've tried to change in the world of online dating. And I feel like now I'm almost the new way. So it's going to be difficult to
Right.
prompt
It's like a
people
hybrid
to
almost,
actually
kinda.
Yeah,
walk
I
up to people.
No, that was interesting that what you were saying is because, that's how people used to meet face to face like that. And I feel it's like it's a combination now of that technological age mixed in with that same thing. But do you feel like maybe people give that card and then they're like, I'm getting out of here, like go check me out online, or
I
will
think
they
it's
stay and talk for a
okay.
while?
It's a risk-free way of saying I want to see you again, or I like you, or I think you're cute. Just in the romantic way that little kids hand notes to each other. I mean, I don't know if they do that anymore. If they're doing something with technology on
They're
their
tweeting at each other.
Tinder Junior.
Yeah,
They're sexting each other.
but I just think it's a romantic.
So here's my one thing, and it's along those lines. And I like the idea, but in my experience, girls are attracted to confidence from men, right? So
Good.
and I'm being 100% serious. Girls are attracted to confidence. If you don't if your thing is you drop off a card and then walk away and look me up later, I'm obviously not a chick, but that doesn't exude confidence in my mind.
Okay, so on your point,
Right.
when I was working on building this business, I remember a guy at Pastis in the meatpacking district took one of the Pastis postcards and he wrote on the back of it Dos Caminos and 20, and he put his cell phone number on it. So he kind of cheeked me of sorts. He didn't say anything, but he left that and walked away. I was so intrigued. I loved that
Okay.
he cheeked me, even though I didn't even have the name for the business yet.
Okay.
But what men don't understand is that women actually like that. And, men have this preconceived idea about women thinking that men don't need to do stuff like that, but they do.
Right.
And, imagine the train.
Well, clearly I have no idea what they want. I'm the wrong guy.
If the train doors are closing on a subway or the New Jersey Transit and you'll never see that person again, you
Okay.
could slip them an intriguing note that says you're hot or I want to see you again or...
Right,
It
right.
definitely opens the door.
Yeah.
At
Okay.
least, it
All right,
definitely.
I didn't. So
Door.
you're thinking of like casual encounters almost, where like you're passing in, two ships passing in the night.
Yes, it's,
Let's shine our lights on each other type
this
deal.
is the answer to
I
Craigslist
don't know if that-
misconnections.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Well,
That's
no,
very
So
intriguing.
I also see it like you don't have to just drop the card and walk away. You
Right.
could also try to make an impression, drop the card, and you don't have that whole awkward. Oh, can I get your number? Or if your friends are around there, you just drop the card and say, hey, check me out here, and then if she's interested, she checks you out. If not, you walk away, and it's no loss to you.
I feel like the whole thing, what you're lacking in the confidence, you're pushing straight ahead with the intrigue, and
Exactly.
I think both could work.
Okay. Let me ask you this: in terms of your client base, and we can get into the more specifics, but do you have? Because we're talking about it from like the male perspective. Do you have like women that have those cards and pass them out to men?
It's 49% male and 51%
Really?
Wow.
female.
Wow, is that
Wow.
true?
And
That's
it's
surprising.
all over the world. So when I built this business, I thought this is going to be great for urban cities where people are crossing each
That's
other's
where I would
paths.
see it. Yeah.
Right.
But every time I get an order, I Google map where the order's coming from, and
Right.
I'll find people in the forest in the state of Washington. Like, people need tools to meet each other in the real world, and maybe this person in the forest, if he goes on Match.com, there might be 3 other people there. But if he goes into the town, or
What do you
into
mean the forest?
Giving them the
Who
beavers?
the forest?
he was living in the forest. We were mailing these cards to the forest.
Wow. Is that an address? Was
Yeah.
that One Forest
Yes,
Lane?
it was
I'd like
forest.
to
God
get-
bless the postal
I'd
service.
like to get him on here.
What's going on?
I know.
Was he on True Detective? He was the bad guy.
You like that show, True Detective?
I've started watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's late at night for me, so I'm fading out. I'm having a hard time paying attention, but I know I love those characters.
I'll
Yeah.
leave you with some nice
Yeah.
dreams.
Yeah.
And now, have you been able to have feedback from people who received the cards without knowing what it is at first, or have you been able to work that off your website at all? But
What I know most is from me handing the cards personally, and I leave them everywhere. If I'm at a Best Buy, I'll leave it on the counter, and I've had people write me saying, I found this card on the
just
counter
randomly
at
sitting
Best
there.
Buy.
and-
What's your story? Or I put them on city bikes in the city, or I've tacked them to the windows of the subway, and somebody wrote me and said, I found your card on the 9 train going to Harlem.
What's it all about, or-
yeah, so
Yeah, all
marketing
right.
or
I
not,
wanna
it's
get
still
on that
driving
train.
traffic to the site, and people know what Cheeked is.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so now, I'm hanging out. I'm at a bar probably because that's pretty much where I hang out. So
All right.
some chick cheeks me, right? Not out of her own possibility. she slams me a cheek card, whatever it says on it. First of all, what's it going to say on it? And secondly, this girl now bounces. How do I meet up with her? You know what I mean?
Right. So you've gotten a
Break
card,
it down.
You've gotten a card slipped
Right.
to you that says
Right. Do you want to reenact it? Go ahead, slip me a
Okay,
card.
Let me see what we got.
We're on
here.
camera.
Are these
Oh, yeah.
all different?
Yeah. So
All right.
this is my favorite one that I just pulled out. For
So
you.
now you're going to slip this to me,
yeah,
and
I
I'm going to
walk
read
away.
I just put all my drinks on your tab. and you know what I say? Will you marry? Sold! Wow, you hit me with the right one right there.
That is good.
Okay,
That was
but you
perfect.
That's
laughed.
beautiful.
That was perfect.
That's beautiful. Is
Are you
it
sure you
true?
didn't have that lined up?
Is it? Wait, you
I did
buying
just
my
put
30 pack for
I
sure?
put my drinks on your tab.
Okay,
here
no,
for
so
sure.
so now
So now the
so,
code ID.
so now you made me chuckle. That's funny. Okay, cool. And now it says find me at Cheeked. And now there's a code ID. So what do I do
So
with that?
now you download the app on Apple or Android.
Okay.
And you type in that code, and you can find out who slipped you the card. So there's a simple profile, and you can chat with me for free, and we can just
Like pictures and stuff, like a normal.
Yes.
So your setup is a normal dating website. Just how you meet the person is what differentiates
That
you.
card is an invite only for you and you alone to look at me. You can't search for other people.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So once you're on the
Okay.
site, it's just basically
Until
that one
I tell
person.
you about the next version of Cheek, which we've just launched.
Okay.
All right.
And
Well,
the plot thickens.
Is that our next topic?
Well, can we go back to you buying my drink?
No. She put
No,
her
you-
drinks on
you
your
bought
tab.
Oh,
my
yeah.
drinks. You bought my drink.
Oh, whoa! I
What
misread
an
it. Oh, forget. You know what?
He's
Remember
I don't know
we were
anymore.
talking about that Prage binge earlier?
He's very confused about this
It's
tab.
a month
Still
of March.
lingering.
Oh, so I thought you were buying my drinks, but you just.
Right.
Yeah,
I
she
just
dropped
paid
her
for
drinks
your
on
drinks.
tab.
You can customize
Well, you better be
the
drinking
card.
the speed rack. I'm not paying for these top shelf drinks here. I don't know what's going on in me back.
So, all right. So let's talk about the new phase of Cheeked, what you just mentioned. What else is coming up?
Okay, so we have this thing that's the offline tool. So I
Okay.
say it's like online dating backwards, where the real connection happens in the real world, and then you take it online.
Okay.
But let's say you've typed in that code and you're interested in me or not. Now you can look through the rest of the people in a similar fashion as Tinder to see who else is nearby or
Uh-huh.
on the app or wherever you're headed. And you can flip through your virtual cheat cards and you can flip them a card that says,
Oh, like a similar thing, like
Yeah.
send them a message, kind of.
yeah, so now I used to say that Match.com claimed that 1 in 5 relationships began online. And Cheat was for the other 4, so now we're for all 5.
All right. All right.
Way to flip it on him.
I like it.
Way to flip it on him. Now, have you had any like bad experiences with this? Like, have you had a lot of creeper guys throwing out too many cards or throwing out some creepy messages on the cards?
I haven't heard a single bad
Well-
story from the cards.
I think we're
Not
going to
one.
I
ask
was
the
gonna-
same question. Go
I
ahead.
was going to ask you. So I think there is a customize where you can make your own cards. Is that
I
correct?
keep an eye on those. I read.
I was gonna say-
There you
When
go.
they come
All
I was going
right.
to say how
Do you like feet?
yeah.
Well, they're,
How-
they're
how
actually
much, like-
very cute. Like one young girl got an entire deck of cards that says "You'll be the perfect person for my mother." So she was going to hand out
What?
cards for her mom to meet a new
okay.
guy. So
I
she
gotcha.
was a wingman, but it was for her daughter.
I was
Well,
She
thinking
wanted a
something
new
completely
stepdad.
different.
Have you ever
Yeah, yeah.
canceled an order saying this is I don't want this going on
Nothing
like my
bad
product?
has happened like that yet.
Oh man.
Well, I haven't gotten involved.
Oh, good lord! All right, how
But
about
just real quick, last thing about the messages. So you don't design them; people customize them for themselves.
But they also have pre-made ones as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I saw the Wall Street pack that you
Yeah.
have, the doggy one.
Yes,
I
we
thought
have
it was
a dog
interesting.
deck. I mean, I feel like single people in New York have dogs to meet other people.
Right.
Usually,
way.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's a great icebreaker.
I almost
mean,
bought
yeah.
a dog to meet girls. Thank God I didn't.
and then the dog would have had to clean up after.
Maybe.
Welcome back to the Fort Today Sports Radio Show.
All right. The sharks are circling the water.
You just got cheeked.
We are back with part 2, Lori Cheek of Cheeked. Now, all right, so you go on Shark Tank. You don't get the deal, which is fine. You know, I feel like people that don't get the deal on Shark Tank, they still do a great job of marketing their product. Did you feel that way?
Well, I knew my numbers and I knew they weren't good. So going in there saying I've been at this for so many years and I had the revenue that I had a feeling it might not go the way I'd hoped and dreamt. But ultimately, I told 8 million people about my idea.
Yeah,
and
that's
my
a-
inbox has been flooded with people saying the sharks were out of their mind. This is the way of the future. Whatever you do, don't quit. I mean, thousands. I can't
Yeah.
find anything in my inbox right now.
Did someone send you that boss chain? Is that where you got it?
Cuban
Is
gave it
is that
to
a
her.
gift from Shark Tank?
Yeah, Mark Cuban gave it.
Yeah. Well, how about all right? So let's. I like to start at the beginning. I like to just like porn. I like to start. I like the beginning. That's we talked about that. That has nothing to do with you. But I'm saying I like to start at the beginning.
Future customer.
So-
Laura.
So how did you wind up going on Shark Tank? What was the process? And tell us a little bit about your Shark Tank experience.
Yeah, so for years people have been saying you should get on the Shark Tank. It just seems like one of those ideas that you'd be on the Shark Tank with. And I'd never really watched the show. And
Really? Oh,
Oh,
you had never seen
great
it?
show.
I mean, I knew what it was, but I don't watch a lot of TV because I'm trying to build a dating empire. So I don't watch TV. But a girlfriend of mine in Texas.
That's my demise.
She sent me the link to the application for season 5, and I clicked on it, and I thought if this is easy enough, I'll just fill it out.
Right.
And it was easy enough, and I just filled it out.
Right.
So that was in February of last year. So it took an entire year till my show aired.
Oh, wow.
But it seems like at some point they liked the idea. They called me up in August, and I remember I was at a bar, and I started screaming at the top of my lungs.
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
Oh, there you are.
That's
I
awesome.
kind of couldn't believe it. You know, I think
After a while, you
35,000
kinda
people
think.
applied
Right.
for the show,
Right.
and apparently they only look at so many videos, and they asked me to send them a video. So I hired a guy that makes great video, and he made a pretty funny video, 5 minutes of me talking about Cheeked and where I was and how I came up with the idea. And then they ended up saying...
Was any of that video like your introduction? You know, when you get introduced, they play a video before the Shark Tank. Was that your application
No.
video? That's different.
Yeah, you can't
Okay.
show your application
Oh,
video.
okay. All right, go ahead.
Everything with a Shark Tank is super top secret. You're not supposed to talk
Oh.
about it.
Oh,
much,
we've heard.
So here I am talking about it.
No, you're allowed to. What are they going to do? They didn't give you a deal anyway. What are they going to do, Shark Tank?
So
Come get some.
a month later, I think they said, yeah, we're going to fly you out to L.A. And I went to L.A. in September and shot it. And then you're in this hotel with all the other people that you're not really supposed to talk
Right.
to, I don't think.
The
And
the
then-
other girls we had said the same exact thing. Yeah, you're not
right,
supposed
but
to
then
interact
you're
or
you're in the
everything.
hotel bar, like
Did you
staring at each other.
Did you cheek
Of
anybody?
course I cheeked everybody. But I mean, that's what I do. So I
Right.
couldn't not cheek the other contestants.
Yeah.
But then, like,
if anything, you just place. I don't know where those cards came from.
anyway, you just know who's there for that, and then somehow you end up talking about what they do for a living, not
Right.
what
Right.
we're there for. And there were so many unique characters there, just with the greatest inventions.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
everybody just was kind of like, you're going to do so good on
Everyone's
this.
supportive.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was very cool. And, I mean, even though you're out there doesn't mean that your show's going to air. I mean, I think like
Right.
half of
Yeah.
them actually go on the air. So there's a risk. You know, you've worked at this for a year, and the application process is so lengthy. Like, I was super stressed out. I didn't even know what some of the questions on the application meant. You can't
Right.
What are
send
you
that
saying?
through.
They didn't
Yeah.
drug
What are
test
you
you,
saying?
did they?
No.
All right, thank God.
But I think they do their they definitely do their research on you and everything.
Oh, yeah?
They will make sure there's no.
Shit, there goes our opportunity.
I'd broken my ankle a year ago.
Right,
and I
that
had
question,
a-
the drug question,
wait.
that wasn't geared
No,
towards
10
you.
years ago. I had broken my ankle 10 years ago at a venue, and they found out about it. Like
Really?
that kind of stuff.
That's weird.
They look you up and down.
Sounds
I mean,
like-
Wow.
You're running for president or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a
You know,
little bit.
one of the things that the Faux Hawks gals didn't tell us is that they were waiting, or that they weren't waiting at the hotel bar. Like, that's got to be an interesting thing, too. I got to make sure you don't drink enough. But they had kids with them and stuff like that, so I'm sure that's why they didn't.
See,
go
that's
there.
where our mind immediately goes. I have no other question for you, but explain the hotel bar.
What kind of liquor did they
They
have?
had happy
How's the
hour.
mini bar?
They had a cheap pizza. It was good.
And so, do they cut a lot of the actual Shark Tank experience out, or was it mostly what you kind of thought was going to come out on TV, or was it different than how you felt it went, or?
So I'm very confident about my idea and what I've brought to the table in the life of online dating. But when I was getting ready to walk down that hall, my heart was beating in my throat
Yeah, I can imagine
Naturally.
in
that.
a way I've never I thought I wasn't going to be able to speak. I
Just
thought
because
the
you were
words
just
weren't going to come
so,
out of my mouth.
But they are not real sharks, we have learned. They're CGI sharks.
Yes, they're not.
Right, they're not real sharks. Yeah, no, when you walk down that hallway, there's sharks swimming around. And on TV, they look real.
Yeah, that was
Those
not what
aren't
I was
real.
scared about.
I thought you
Oh,
meant like
okay.
Mark Cuban and them aren't
Yeah.
real sharks. Like, of course
I
they're
meant
not.
the actual sharks are not.
They're
not
mammals.
real.
They're people.
What?
Still, you know, the
Go
stakes
ahead.
were high, and
Yeah,
I
for
knew
sure.
what I was going in there to say, but I was very terrified in a way
It's
that
like a
I don't-
huge job interview, for sure.
You're human, Lori. Don't worry. It's national TV.
But I went on to autopilot, and then suddenly I wasn't even in my mind. So what I had
Sure they didn't drug test.
I was just so nervous. I wasn't myself. So
Right.
My pitch was like a robot, and that
Yeah.
wasn't me at all. Like, I felt like they didn't catch my character, my humor, or like even what I really wanted to get across to them. And it seemed like it started going downhill so quickly that they say once you start spiraling down, it's really hard to crawl out of this hole because they all kind of team up on you.
Yeah.
Once one of them says something smart, the rest of them are like, oh.
They want to top the,
They want to make it look good
Yeah.
for, we're going to really, bring this girl through the ringer or whatever,
And I was a little worried walking out of there that their influence on the world may tarnish my brand in a way, but still
There's no such thing as bad publicity. You know what I mean, Laura?
It's true, but still, like when all these people are like, put your business down like a rabid dog.
It's got to be a little hurtful. I mean, especially your confidence level. I mean, with the...
It didn't hurt my feelings. I was more worried about my brand.
Yeah.
But whatever happened, I came out of there. I've gotten a new CTO on board who is my new partner. He's built this app for me. He's fixed everything that was broken with the site. He's got a little bit of money, and we're getting ready to hire one of the hottest app developers to take our app to the next level.
Hottest, like he's going to get a lot of cheat cards, or like he's good at his job?
Well, he's hot. He's
all right.
A hot team.
So that doesn't hurt either.
And I would consider them the #1 developers in America.
Nice,
great.
That's
You
awesome.
know what, Laura? Plenty of people put down us, and we're still rolling.
Yeah.
One in one ear, out the other.
Hate is going to hate.
That's what I'm saying, man. But you know what I thought was interesting, and I know they didn't love your idea, but they liked you. You know what I mean? Like, especially who's the old one? Barbara. She liked nobody.
The old bag.
But they liked you, and like they didn't love the idea, but not everybody's gonna like every idea. Like not everybody's gonna like everybody, but not everybody's gonna like every idea.
Huh?
But well, but they liked you, which I would take away. All right, at least they liked me. They think I could do it. Maybe they don't get the idea, but they they kind of believed in me, which I thought would be pretty. That's a pretty confidence builder.
Historically, they have not invested in what I think any dating site that's gone on there, and I feel like 5 billionaires don't remember what it's like to be alone.
Yeah.
And how hard it is to meet people on or offline. So there's no way they're going to understand the need for this.
And that's certainly, they're all older as well. I would say this is, even though I'm sure older people could use the app, I'm sure the younger demographic is probably your main focus, I would think, too. So it's, a guy like Mark Cuban who's, I don't know how old he is, but 40-something.
But he's married with kids.
Right.
Yeah, not living in, New York City or, working on Wall Street or, having, working from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m., and then getting out of work and not having time to go out at night,
He probably don't even got time to sling a cheat card around.
But let's be honest, he's a billionaire, right? So like he doesn't need cheat cards. When you're a billionaire, he'll drop
his G5 and say, "Call me."
It's not that big a deal, But the episode. So tell us more about the feedback. And what came, and obviously you didn't get a deal, but positive, negative, Shark Tank. Tell us more about that.
So I had a few marriage proposals within them.
There you go.
Oh, baby.
And
you got cheeked.
I had some people calling me an idiot, other people saying I agree with the Sharks. I'd say 10% of the messages in the Twitter feed were awful.
Right.
Some things that my mother even said, do you need me to help you go through some of these emails? And I'm like, I don't think you could stomach some of the things that I'm reading.
So what?
I'm
serious. No, I'm serious. So what?
Yeah.
Not everybody's gonna like. Not everybody's gonna like everybody. Not everybody's gonna like every idea.
The weird thing is that they're coming onto our website.
I was just gonna say
the contact us button, and they're taking the time to say,
right.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what? You remember Howard Stern? They said half his audience can't stand him,
and they listen more.
And they listen more than the people that like him.
Yeah.
So that's my true inspiration. You know what I mean? I love the people that can't stand me.
Good.
Well, so the good thing is 90% of the emails have, and there's thousands of them.
Well, you're going for the people that like you. All right. That's one method.
That's one way to go.
My partner, he's a guy, so someone asked if they could, enter my cheeks on so many levels in an email. And he
Wait, say that again?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't follow.
I got it.
People are writing very crude things. Like some mornings I'll wake up and my partner, who's a guy, has written them back.
Oh, yeah.
And one of them, he said, well, dude, I'd have to look at it first.
Oh, that's nasty.
No, I just think it's funny that these people aren't respecting us. I mean, expecting us to answer them, but sometimes he does.
Might as well.
Yeah.
It's
Might
the
build a new
modern.
customer.
It's the modern age where you could put anything out on the internet and say whatever you want to people, and there's no
Everybody's
repercussions,
right.
and there's a bunch of cowards out
They're
there.
all
that-
But
a
that's-
naughty mouse.
This is exactly why it confirms what I'm trying to do. That you can be whoever you want behind a keyboard, behind a screen.
That's
and
an excellent point.
Why online dating fails.
is still like a stigma to some
Yes.
people. Like you could put this picture out there that says, "This is me X, Y, and Z," and then you roll up to a date with somebody or a meetup at a bar with somebody, and you're like, "Oh, well, this is what I wasn't expecting." It happens all the time. People get catfished all the time.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
81% of Americans lie on their online dating profiles.
Of course.
Wait, what was that percentage?
81.
Wow.
New York
No, like,
Times.
well, that's like, do you lie on your driver's license? I'm 2 inches taller on my driver's license, It's just I'm serious. It's a normal thing to do. When you fill out an application, right, there's no accountability to it, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So, you're 10 pounds lighter and a couple inches taller. That's a normal thing to do. People can put pictures from, 5-10 years ago when they were,
And say,
15 pounds lighter, looked a little bit better.
"This is me."
But you're right, the cheeks, that eliminates all of it. And actually, my favorite part would be designing like clever things to say. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
That would be the fun thing.
yeah, that would be my favorite part.
We even had a cute guy that wrote some that said, "I bet we read the same Bible scriptures."
Oh man.
He's either in the Washington Forest you spoke of earlier, or he's from your Kentucky. He's not from around here, Lou. I'm
He's
sorry.
taking them to church, and he's trying to meet a girl
Oh
at
stop!
church.
Oh stop!
Well,
Oh stop it! But to each their own. That's what I'm saying. To each their
That's
own.
still, let's go drink some Jesus together afterwards.
It just goes to show it's for everybody.
No,
Hey.
I agree. I agree.
And that's the great part about the customization. Is, especially you could use them at the grocery store. People always say, "Oh, you can meet somebody at the grocery store." Who meets somebody at the grocery store?
Well,
but with this, maybe
you
like,
could say
I
nice
like-
melon.
ah!
That was a good line. I was just gonna say it.
You better get out of the freezer section because you're gonna
Is
melt
that a
all
bana-
this
Is that
stuff.
a banana in your pocket?
You can't even see, but you're on the right track.
It's getting a little frisky here at the
Whoa!
Good lord. All right, so I guess to close out, where do you see the company going, I guess, in the next year? Or
Yeah,
even...
so we are live on mobile, which is a huge step for me because you
Sure.
saw the show, you've seen my struggles. I was living on a sofa for 14 months and just putting every dime I had into this business.
Hey, I've lived on a sofa before, too.
And I'm too old to be living that way, but there's nothing that was going to stop me.
What are you, 24, 25?
Well, thank you. but
Right.
Anyway, we
You want to get cheeked?
we're mobile, and we're keeping up with our competitors at this point. Now, I mentioned we were hiring this amazing design firm to strategize everything and take it to the next level. But I imagine just keeping the whole online dating experience pretty organic. So it's maybe you're at the end of the bar and you can flick someone a card that says, "I just put all my drinks."
Oh,
on
that's
your tab,"
accuracy.
Or come over here, or let's get out of here. So it's a way that you can.
You
want to
get a pizza?
Nearby. Yes. Want to grab a slice?
Walsh knows
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
We had this one day at the bar where
yeah.
I lost the bet. We were playing odds and evens, and I threw out a rock or the paper, 5. So basically, I had to go up to a group of 3 50-year-old women and go, and I'll keep this G-rated. Hey, you guys want to get a pizza and go back to my place? And it just looks at me like, what, you don't like pizza?
But put it in adult context, and
Right.
it's much, much funnier.
Yeah. I don't
So
know if you could put that on a cheat
That would
card.
be my first card, I think.
All right, Laura, well, we thank you for coming on with us
Laura, you were
tonight.
great.
Thank
we
you very
wish
much.
we wish you nothing but good luck, and we'll certainly be following you on Twitter.
We'll definitely
And,
spreading the word in
and spread
Bayonne.
the word. No, for sure.
Oh, yeah, and then tell people how to follow you on the website and Twitter and all that.
Yeah, so you can cheek.com, cheeked.com, or you can look for us in the App Store on Android or iPhone. And you can follow me at Lori Cheek NYC, or you can follow Cheeked at CheeekD.
So just real quick, like if I follow you on Twitter, are you giving out like dating advice and stuff? So like if I meet this girl, I'm just gonna fall on my face once I meet her, or are you giving me some advice on the Twitter?
We'll do a little bit of advice here and there.
Yeah, we're all friends now.
No, I don't mean me personally. I'm like if I was a member, you know.
So,
Obviously.
If you follow
What, are you
Cheech, we're
kidding?
putting some advice out there.
He's gonna download this thing at the commercial.
Oh, great.
All right, Lori, thank you once again.
15 minutes.